Did you know there's a city in southern Spain where the scent of orange blossoms fills the air, where every sunset paints the rooftops gold, and where music isn't just heard, it's felt in the streets? Welcome to Seville, the heart of Andalusia, a city that dances to the rhythm of passion, history, and light. Here, Roman columns stand beside Moorish palaces. Baroque churches rise next to lively plazas filled with laughter, and somewhere in between, a guitarist begins to play. Slow, soulful, timeless. Seville is not a city you simply visit. It's one you feel with every sense. The warmth of the sun on your skin, the echo of footsteps through narrow cobblestone streets, the taste of sweet sherry on a quiet evening by the river. Few cities in the world capture the spirit of Spain like this one. From its royal palaces and grand cathedrals to its flamenco nights and colorful festivals, Seville is a living stage, and every visitor becomes part of its performance. But beyond the postcard views and iconic landmarks lies another Seville, a place of quiet courtyards, hidden tapas bars, and traditions kept alive through generations. So, whether you're here for art, for food, for love, or simply to get lost under the Andalusian sun, you're about to discover a city that never truly leaves you. This is Seville, where every corner tells a story, and every story begins with a heartbeat. Let's begin our journey through the soul of Andalusia. Our journey begins at the very heart of Seville, the Cathedral of Santa María de la Sede, one of the largest Gothic cathedrals in the world. Built over the ruins of a 12th century mosque, it's a masterpiece of faith and ambition. Step inside and your eyes are drawn upward, soaring arches, golden altarpieces, and the resting place of none other than Christopher Columbus himself. But to truly grasp Seville's soul, climb La Giralda, the cathedral's famous bell tower. Once a minaret, it blends Islamic geometry with Renaissance grace. As you reach the top, the city unfolds beneath you, a sea of terracotta rooftops, winding streets, and the slow curve of the Guadalquivir River shimmering in the sun. Just a short walk away stands the real Alcázar of Seville, one of Spain's greatest treasures. A palace born from centuries of cultural fusion. Moorish, Gothic, Mudéjar, and Renaissance styles intertwine here like a visual symphony. Walk through its courtyards, where fountains whisper beneath orange trees. And you might recognize scenes from Game of Thrones. The Alcázar doubled as the Palace of Dorne. But long before Hollywood arrived, this was the residence of kings, poets, and explorers. Each tile, each arch tells a story of coexistence, of how Seville became a bridge between Europe and the Arab world. And when you step into the Patio de las Doncellas, time seems to stop. Sunlight filters through delicate arches. Reflections dance on the water, and for a moment, the centuries dissolve. No trip to Seville is complete without stepping into the grand semicircle of the Plaza de España, a masterpiece that feels like a dream made of brick, tile, and sunlight. Built for the Ibero-American exhibition of 1929, it's a love letter to Spain itself. Each province has its own tiled alcove, each bridge a symbol of connection. The gentle sound of water from the central canal mixes with horse carriages and laughter, creating that unmistakable Sevillian symphony of life. From here, it's only a short stroll into the green heart of the city, the Parque de María Luisa. Palm trees sway, fountains sparkle, and tiled benches invite you to slow down. Locals jog, lovers picnic, children chase pigeons. It's the city's soul in motion. This is where Seville breathes, where time slows just enough for you to realize you've fallen in love with it. But Seville isn't all history and tradition. Just a few blocks away rises the striking Metropol Parasol, known locally as Las Setas, the mushrooms. This futuristic wooden structure contrasts beautifully with the old town skyline. From its rooftop walkway, you can watch the sun melt over the city, a golden sea of rooftops stretching toward the river. As night falls, cross the Triana bridge and follow the rhythm of clapping hands and guitar strings. Welcome to Barrio de Triana, birthplace of flamenco and the beating heart of Sevillian passion. Here, every doorway hides a story, every bar hums with life. Step into a local tablao and let the music take over. It's not just sound, it's soul. From royal palaces to riverside nights, Seville unfolds like a living canvas, muito males, and utterly captivating. Seville isn't just a city you visit, it's a rhythm you feel. Here, life moves to its own beat, slower, warmer, and infinitely more soulful. The true magic begins not in the grand monuments, but in the moments between them. Start your morning like a local, with a café con leche and a toast topped with olive oil and crushed tomato. Find a quiet spot in Plaza del Salvador and simply watch the world wake up. The chatter, the clinking cups, the golden light, this is Sevilla's morning symphony. As the day unfolds, wander through the Barrio de Santa Cruz again, this time without a map. Let the maze of narrow streets surprise you. A splash of color on a hidden patio, the faint notes of guitar echoing from an open window. Seville reveals itself only when you slow down enough to notice. By midday, the city's heartbeat shifts toward food and conversation. Join the locals at a traditional tapas bar, maybe El Rinconcillo, one of the oldest in Spain. Order a plate of jamón ibérico, salmorejo, and crispy croquetas, and pair it with a cold manzanilla sherry. In Seville, eating isn't just about flavor, it's a ritual. Dishes are shared, laughter is louder, and time becomes irrelevant. When the heat peaks, follow the Sevillian custom. Slow down. Take refuge in shaded courtyards or along the Guadalquivir River, where the soft breeze carries the scent of orange blossoms. This is not a city you rush through. It's a city that asks you to breathe, to listen, or to feel. As the sun sets behind the rooftops of Seville, the city changes. The heat softens, the light turns golden, and suddenly everything feels alive again. This is the hour when the locals emerge, to walk, to talk, to live. The orange trees release their perfume into the night, and the sound of laughter spills from tapas bars and open plazas. Head to the Triana district, just across the river, the birthplace of flamenco. Its narrow streets pulse with rhythm, echoing the stories of generations who turned emotion into art. Step inside a flamenco tablao and let the performance wash over you. You'll feel it, the raw, unfiltered passion that defines Andalusia. It's not just dance, it's pain, joy, love, and fire, all expressed in a single heartbeat. And when you leave, the night still hums with energy. Follow the riverbank. The lights shimmer on the water, the bridges glow, and the reflection of the Giralda flickers like a memory you won't forget. Stop for one last glass of vino tinto or a tinto de verano at a terrace overlooking the cathedral. The bells echo through the warm air, marking time, but here, time feels different. Slower, fuller. In Seville, nights aren't meant to end. They fade gently, like a song that lingers long after the final note. If you really want to understand Seville, you need to live it, not just visit it. This isn't a city to rush, it's one to feel. Start early, when the streets are still quiet and golden light hits the walls of the cathedral. Grab a coffee and a tostada con tomate. Simple, yet the most Sevillian way to begin your day. As the day warms, get lost in the narrow alleys of Santa Cruz. Forget your map. Here, every corner hides a secret courtyard or a burst of orange blossoms. By afternoon, let the rhythm of the city guide you. Take that time to relax or visit a shaded patio filled with fountains. When the sun begins to fall, Seville comes alive again. Head to Triana, across the river, birthplace of flamenco and a world of its own. Listen to guitar chords echoing from taverns, smell the grilled fish, feel the pulse of the night. If you're lucky enough to visit during Semana Santa or the Feria de Abril, prepare for something unforgettable. In spring, the city transforms into a living painting. Processions, candles, color, and emotion fill every street. And during Feria, Seville becomes pure joy. Horses, dresses, lanterns, and music until dawn. But even without festivals, Seville's charm never fades. Join locals by the Guadalquivir River, watch the sunset behind the Triana Bridge, and let the golden reflection remind you why this city feels eternal. Travel tip: avoid the midday heat. Seville in summer can reach over 40 bounding, 140s. Visit early morning or late evening when the city glows and the air feels alive. And don't try to do everything, because the secret of Seville is to slow down, to sit, watch, taste, and simply be. By the time you leave, you won't just remember Seville, you'll miss it. Seville isn't just a city, it's a feeling. It's the sound of church bells at dusk, the scent of orange blossoms after the rain, and the laughter echoing through narrow streets long after midnight. Every corner tells a story of kings and conquerors, of poets and artists, of the countless lives that shaped its soul. And yet, what makes Seville unforgettable isn't its monuments, it's its heartbeat. Walk through Plaza de España as the sun reflects on its tiled bridges. Stand beneath the Giralda Tower and listen to the mix of old prayers and modern life. Or simply sit by the Guadalquivir, watching the last light fade over Triana. And you'll understand why travelers fall in love with this place, again and again. Because Seville doesn't just show you beauty, it lets you feel it. It's not about rushing from site to site. It's about those quiet, golden moments that stay with you long after you've gone home. So, if you're planning your next trip through Spain, remember this: Madrid will dazzle you, Barcelona will impress you, but Seville will stay with you. And that's the magic of Andalusia. Timeless, passionate, alive. Which part of Seville would you love to explore first? Let us know in the comments below. We read every one of them. And if you love discovering authentic destinations like this, make sure to subscribe, like, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. We've got more stories waiting, from hidden villages of Spain to the Mediterranean's most breathtaking corners. Thanks for watching, and until the next journey, keep exploring, keep feeling, and keep traveling with soul.